Yoga for Healing. Let's get a message from the ancestors using the Egyptian Book of the Dead Oracle. We're going to do a read specifically for you, us, and this path that we're on called the Pentacle Spread. It is where you are now, underlying influences, strengths in your favor, guiding forces at work, and the probable outcome. And see what there is for us. Nut at the bottom of the deck, number 19. We're just going to pull the 5 cards. Oh, that's it. Can't see. Make sure there's all one. Nut, Amun, Mut, Seket, Aru, and Shu. With the place of Thebes at the bottom. Where we are. Number 18. Cosmic order, darkness, and dreams. This card came out before when I did a read for the ancestors' guidance. And it automatically, just as this time, makes me think of above and below. Our protection. This is a card of shooting stars and nighttime wishes. It suggests that you should cast your dreams to the heavens and see what happens. Ask Nut to guide your wishes into reality, or to visit you in your dreams with a message. And if you've been on this journey, most likely you've already been doing that, even if not quite knowing who or which God or energy you were speaking to. Pay attention to the sky. She comes to teach you that darkness is not to be feared, but the place where all dreams begin. Sow your seeds in darkness. Live your dreams by day, and call on this goddess to watch over you with Nut's protection, or Newt's, however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it Nut. You can waltz among the stars and become a cosmic dancer. I love to dance. That is definitely a connection for me. Even before I was going through my awakening, dancing was my thing. I knew it released the energy, and also it released endorphins in me that I loved. It wasn't the alcohol, but the energy. Not even the surrounding people near me, just me, myself, and the music. So, embrace, dance. You have protection. And even more when you ask. That is where we are, in that position of protected, being guided, and having a source now, if you didn't know, one of the energies cosmically. Huge energy. In the influence position, we have Sekhet Aru. The first card, that would be a number 9, 1 and 8. And now we have 38, 11. And number 38, aka 11, Sekhet Aru, is about the afterlife and your harvest, your growth, paradise and peace. The second Sekhet Aru card indicates that you will soon arrive at a place of peace and rest. It suggests that something you have fought hard for is about to become yours. And this will be the beginning of a utopian phase in your life. Ashe. This is so far telling us to relax, enjoy, embrace, look up to the heavens, to the cosmos, the universe, give thanks, gratitude, ask for help, assistance, and guidance where you are needed. In those places, and how your fight in this spiritual war has been seen, heard, taken noted, and the afterlife is looking out for you, above and below. They are looking out for you. Celebrate. This is not about a death transformation. This is about the afterlife after you've healed. You've left the south node in your north node, breaking generational curses. Following the narrow path, the path less taken. Being called strange, crazy, psycho, until they see what you said happen. There's several gates of hell, you know. Just like there's several levels above, there's several levels below that are not spoken about. Because after you're not even working from your root chakra, even that is blown, and you're working from less than that below, what do you think possessed those bodies? Side note, got off track, but yeah. This is about arriving at peace, being at a place of rest, not having to fight for what is yours, that already belongs to you. You have crossed through the duat of your life, and you are now in the paradise of the field of reeds. It may not last forever. Make the most of it. Relax, recharge, and sit at peace with yourself and others. For you have come to a place of many blessings in your life. This is the harvesting season. We've been hearing about these karmics getting their judgment, carrying their karmic debt, and them not bringing it to you. You've learned that lesson. Being an empath does not mean you take pity on those that are pitiful, not even to care for themselves. They get that twisted because they call you a healer. So they expect you to heal them so they can do whatever they do again. That's why the hard road, the road less taken, is not for the weak. It doesn't matter how much money, how fancy you dress, how good you can put on your makeup when it comes to this realm that you must get through or keep repeating the same old cycles every lifetime. And then still, even with that, you either ascend with each or you devolve. You become lesser with each. How is it that you think that everything has a energy? Everything is energy. How do you want to return? I told a couple of them they were going to return as toilet bowls. That's what I was told. I envisioned, I saw, not me imagining it, but this was the vision I received. And I was told that somebody's going to be returning as a toilet bowl, possibly in a truck stop. People talk to their plants, they play music for them. Plants grow, so yeah, they say that's living. But they forget about everything else that we touch is an energy. Doesn't it give you a different vibe of an energy when something is dirty than when something is nice and clean? Don't you get a different feeling, a different vibe of the energy? Pay attention. Even the small little details people ignore, they count. And they can actually make a lot of pieces fit together, then you see the bigger picture. But too many are influenced by their peers and friends and family on how they think. And they're afraid to do something different that's going to have them elevate because they're afraid of what other people will say, how they will think of them. But is it your issue to stay down because someone doesn't know what you know, what you've already been told and guided to do? That's called yabba dabba doo, crabs in a box. So we are at peace. We've done good work, but that doesn't mean it stops. It's just going to be, we get a break right now. We've been told in the other readings to enjoy the show. Now at spot number 3, we have the strength of Mon, a number 5. Amun. That is in the strength position of growth, creativity, prophecy, and fertility. Amun symbolizes a time of growth when you will change for the better, developing new skills, receiving new gifts. That is why we must rest. Maybe you've been feeling tired, a little drained. I have. But I also know it was a full moon. I also know of them projecting. And I also know of my transformations. I know the signs that my body goes through when I'm going through one. And this one is a doozy. And on top of that, I was doing waist exercises. So, yeah. I can tell. You are at the most creative right now. So allow yourself the time and space for this creativity to blossom and grow. This card could also herald the fertility of something big, such as a new business venture or starting a family. This is especially the case if the mother goddess card, such as Hathor, Isis, or Mut, are in the same spread. Oh wow, we have Mut right across from Amun. That's, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I just now seeing this. Oh my gosh. Because I'm literally trying to only focus on one card at a time. But now that we've come to this piece of the puzzle and I see the bigger picture, as I just said, and we got confirmation right here. Wow. Yeah, I smoked a little toke. So that's why I'm clearing my throat a lot. This card also comes to encourage you to work on your personal growth. You're getting more downloads, new gifts, so you have to take the time to learn what they are, what you can do with them, how they work. Do not allow other people to keep you small. And I already said that, and it's in the book. And I'm going to say again, do not allow anyone to keep you small. What the fuck do you have to fear? You're a grown man or woman. You doing you. What's that got to do with what anyone else's opinion is, especially when you are working with the divine, a direct connect. If not that, at least you have your own intuition and discernment. This shit is getting so obvious out here on the streets, you don't have to be psychic to see it. Recognize the patterns, because these beasts only work at a certain level. And if they have to stay there, that's why they have to shrink you down. That's how they're easily seen. And then you have more protection. Because trust and believe, there's a lot of people out here that call themselves warriors, and all they do is go sit in a church and thump a Bible. They never looked a real demon in the face and said, get the fuck out. I've done it too many times because that is my path. They seek me, and then I send them back on their way. And I say, tell the others, but they don't. They just send another one. If they're not sent, they catch them and they catch them, slip them something, whatever their weakness is. That's why a lot of us divine feminine are single, because we cannot trust to lay our head next to someone that is weak. We have our strength, the unseen, and we also have that strength that comes within. And I already mentioned Mut, Amun, the field of reeds, the above and below, the cosmic protection and guidance. And we have Shu, number 49. My poor book. I've tried to put that back together. I've attempted to put that back together, but it's not holding, and I'm not wanting to put a bunch of crap on it to hold it together. One day I'll get some twine, make some holes. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Might have to just do it that way, because I don't want to lose pages. Shu. That boils down to a 4, but it also goes down into a 13. Wow, this is a great read. It is even ending with Shu. The symbolism and idea of prioritizing. Freedom to prioritize things that you need to prioritize in the order that you wish. That's the way I see it. That's the way it flows for me. Mental clarity. Yes, organization brings more clarity. Getting rid of the things you don't need, even in the space you live in. Things that I used to do, like keep glass jars, clean out old candle vases and jars and keep them. Because one day I was going to use them for something. But no. I cleared out a lot of stuff. Still need to clear out some more things. But I realized, yeah, when you're manifesting new and more of better, more skills, more talent, more wisdom, more awareness, you get more abundance. Because you're using that wisdom and that knowledge that you receive in the downloads. You may not be able to start with the main project that you might want to do, but you have so many projects. Start with the smallest one and work your way up. Grow one, then grow the next. Shu represents mental clarity. The wind is the element of thought and vision, and air keeps coming out also in the readings. We're seeing things and hearing things a lot more clear. And these karmic demons, these warlocks, these dark witches, these red witches, those that use their synthetic gifts, and I call them synthetic gifts because they get them synthetically, because it's not theirs. It's not their energy. They harvest that energy to go out to harvest others because they're so at a low vibration. Unless they're able to harvest, they cannot keep up. And these are some ones that we've been reading on are very much down on their luck. If you have any unresolved trauma, this card is urging you to address it sooner rather than later. And that brings me back to a thought I came and I spoke earlier on. That shadow work, that's continuous. It's never ending. You must always go within, do meditation. Even the Reiki, where you go through your whole body, through the chakras, and you notice if there's any certain pains or tensions in those parts or those regions. It's being aware of your own healing continuously. It's not a one-step process. It's not I'm going to take some shrooms and astral plane and get all the information I need and think that your ass is going to succeed like that. You'll only burn yourself up. Because you won't know how to do it authentically. And then they talk about those that have puffs here and there, and these motherfuckers can't even astroplane unless they take a shroom. Then come back and tell you they had a download. What kind of shit is that? You had a trip, bitch. I caught one up. I heard her say. I was meditating. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that. I caught that bitch. And then she talked a little bit later in the same story about her astroplaning and how she was scared. I don't know anybody that's done it authentically and was scared, but I know people that had bad trips and that were scared. Y'all gotta make sure y'all pay attention to who you're listening to and what the fuck they do. Some of them put it right in your face, but you're not paying attention because you like the way it feels to get fucked in the face. And then you want a pity party. Let's read Thebs. Number 7. This was at the bottom of the deck. Let's see. Activity, reverence, and worship. Yes, Thebs was a place of festivals and celebrations. Did you know? The ruined city of Thebes on the Nile enjoyed almost cult-like status during the ancient Egyptian civilization. It was a place of pilgrimage and trade, but it was also a spiritual hub and a hive of activity. I also reference the grid, the earth, the planet also being like, I think I saw some video of Antarctica or something, or maybe it was a bigger map than what we've ever been shown, and it looked like a hive. You know, all the shapes and everything, it's not anything new. And hives and bees and having the queen and all of those supporting and thriving to support the hive. This was a place of reverence, like a temple, like some people call the church. They had the Wag Festival, honoring the fall and resurrection of Osiris, would be held here at Thebes. And if it was for Osiris, the rest were not far. It's a time to celebrate your ancestors, your guides again, being reminded to give homage, to give reverence. Make your own altar burning money. Hey, it's paper, it's all the same. You bless it. You create your own. One thing I've always known from the beginning of my learning, my enlightening, it's always strongest and best to create your own. I don't care if you see a recipe for something, some kind of spice, oil, whatever. Make your own. That's where the strength comes from. The user, the creator. And we are creators. It's time to have fun. This was a message about putting in the work, seeing above and below and beyond. Crossing the field of reeds, making it through the hell on earth into the field of reeds. Take that time, embrace it, create with your new gifts and abilities, use them. Don't dim your light. Peace and love. Ashe.